it's Karen, and we're here in my creative vending workshop where all of our merch is kept. These are different pins. We have patches, friendship bracelets, keychains. I want to show you our different novelty toys. We also have toys made by artists and vintage items, wholesale. I also have a lot of different kinds of candy and vintage Pez dispensers, as well as sports paraphernalia and different kind of holiday items. So if you're interested in what goes in our mystery packs, why don't you keep watching and stay tuned. So I'm going to show you a few things that every mystery pack should have. We have business cards with contact information, packaging that you're going to use. You're going to want to make sure that you have plenty of that on hand, as well as I use specialty tags that I get from Vistaprint, which are just address labels. They have our contact information as well as our socials, so that you can see if you get something, it says, "What'd you get?" Tag us at THOSE Vending Machines, and then hashtag Keep Austin Weird, just in case I don't see it with the tag. So let's go ahead and get started. I try to keep a broad assortment of items around so that people don't end up with the same bag. Maybe they come back and buy another one, or maybe a friend is getting a bag also. I want to make sure that they don't both get the same bag or feel like it's not really a mystery because they saw somebody else get something from the machine that was really similar. So I make the bags in small batches so that they stay weird, they stay different, and then I keep them in a big tub like you would keep ornaments for holidays, or one of those big tubs just full of mystery bags, so I don't know what's in any of the bags in the machine when they go in the machine, and they're usually jumbled up in no particular order. There aren't any rules as far as what you put in the mystery bags. I try to keep the mystery bags themed sports, holidays, fam, weird, whatever. I try to picture the different kinds of people I see at the venue when I check out the machines. And when I'm shopping, I try to keep them in mind to some extent. If the bag's too full, you're going to want to have to take out something. You want to make sure that it comes to a point so that when you put it in upside down in the vending machine, you can put more in as long as they're all in a nice triangular shape. But once you start getting it to be too full, it takes up more space and the next one won't fit in the slot. There's not really any set amount of items that I put in each bag. The goal for the mystery bags is for whoever opens it, I want them to get at least one thing they like. So I always make sure I put in a piece of candy. There's also always a business card. I want to make sure that they seem like they're worth however much I'm charging. And I also like to put something vintage in each bag, if at all possible, because I want people to have fun and I want them to come back and buy another one, right? That's the goal. Good bars, people are return customers. So if they get a bad bag, they might be as likely to try us again. But if they get a theme bag, even if they only get the candy for themselves, they'll automatically think to give it to somebody that likes whatever the theme is, right? And when they give it to that person, they're going to be like, "Hey, I got this out of a weird vending machine," or even better, they'll say, "Hey, I got this from one of those vending machines." So that's kind of like the riff on the name that we chose for creative vending, because when we started here in Austin, there weren't any other people doing this. So we're really lucky in that aspect, and that's kind of why we named it the way we named it. So I get a lot of my novelty items online. Amazon has a wholesale program which makes the item cheaper because they're being resold, and all you have to do for that is give them your tax ID number, which you should get when you get all your paperwork together to start the business. Other good places to look at are wish.com, Oriental Trading Daizu Japan and eBay, you want to look for items when you put in the keywords that come in bulk or as a lot. And Halloween and Valentine's Day, Easter, those are great times to load up on novelty that aren't obviously holiday, like bubbles or teeth, temporary tattoos, that kind of thing. I don't do too much holiday in the mystery bags because it does go into that bigger box of bags, and I don't want somebody to get something that's Valentine's Day, for example, but it's already like Easter. You know what I mean? All right, so as far as the vintage items, there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. I'm disabled and I'm also a caretaker, so I don't have a lot of time to go to Goodwill. I know a lot of people use the vintage stores or thrift stores to get their vintage items, but I usually get mine on eBay or Etsy just because I don't really have time to go to the bins as much as I'd like to. Some of the other things that are in the bags are clearance items that didn't sell well as standalone items. And some of the things are things I purchased from artists who are in the machine. If they only have a few left, for example, and it's the end of their contract and I can reuse that space with a different item, I'm definitely doing that. Because I want them to go in the mystery bags so that somebody is like, hey, I got this local thing, or, oh my gosh, I didn't know about X, Y, and Z, and one of their stickers was in my mystery bag, and now all of a sudden they're huge fans, right? So that's part of that. I want to support the local artists in the machine too. I don't want anyone's contract to expire without them having sold anything. So that's part of the reason why we make sure that we get something like that in there. For example, these are zines that I made. But they didn't hold up in the humidity as well as I would have liked, but they're still like totally rad, good things, right? So since they weren't selling well on their own, I've put a couple of them in different mystery packs, and I've actually got feedback that a couple of people were really stoked to get something cool like that. It has games and stuff in their mystery pack. So even if something is in the mystery pack that costs $5, like an unopened McDonald's toy or whatever, I still want to make sure they get candy in a card. And I want to reiterate that whatever you put in the bags and how much you put in the bag is really up to you. That's the best part of owning your own creative vending business, is being able to put those smiles on people's faces, being able to uniquely figure out what the people who are at the bar where your machine is connect with people in a way that is unexpected and brings a smile to their face. And that's part of the reason why you need to really make sure that you put a business card in every bag. Don't forget. Because you never know who is going to get that mystery bag. They might own a bar and they might want to put a machine in it, or a store. They might be interested in becoming an artist. They might post something to their socials and have a huge following. So it's just good business to have your branding together, your business card in there, and just give them a chance to find and discover how cool this really is. Because I think that once people figure out what we're doing, I think that a lot of people are really going to get into it. You see how vending machines do in Japan, and it's coming to America, and here we are at the forefront of it, just putting in scrunchies and Visco girls. Like this one I'm making is definitely for a Visco girl. We got scrunchies and friendship bracelets, right? We've got some little Valentine's Day rings. These couple of bags that I'm making here do have a lot of holiday themed stuff, but it's because I just wanted to show you what I had on hand, and I didn't really want to dig everything out, so they're going straight to the machine so that they sell in a timely fashion. We sell about anywhere between 10 to 15 mystery bags a week, so they're definitely one of our best sellers. If it's a busy weekend, we'll go through all of them, and we might have to go back to the machine a couple of times. Sometimes it's not so busy. In January, it's a slow month for vending machines, and I found that true across the board. Even with creative vending, people spend a lot of money in December, and they're feeling kind of tight right now. So that's just my 2 cents. I know that things are going to pick back up in February, and we're still going through mystery bags pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about that. So I really hope that you've enjoyed kind of what I'm putting together, and if you have any questions, please leave them below. I would really love if you let me know what are the items I showed you would like the most. And if you haven't taken a chance to subscribe, please like, subscribe, hit the bell so that you can see more of these videos that we'll have of different things we're selling in the future. I know that this is the end of this video because the pom-pom's the last thing I put in that bag. So, once again, thanks for watching, for staying this long and supporting our business. You can follow us on social, thosevendingmachines.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at Those Vending Machines, Twitter at Those Vending, and on Facebook at facebook.com/Those Vending Machines. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again soon.